Hey there, have you reached coronavirus fatigue? Meaning you are so tired of hearing horrible stories on the news of terrible things happening in the world, and you'd really love to have a little something uplifting about the whole situation this world is in? Then this video is for you. I have some wonderful things to share with you, and if you stay tuned to the end, we'll also do a lovely little guided relaxation where you get to set a positive intention for the week ahead. I'm Kim McIntyre. I'm the host here on the Joyful Being channel, and what you're watching is my weekly series called Positive Food for Thought, where we share an uplifting thought, whether it's a passage, a quote, something like that, talk about it a little bit, and then we do a lovely guided relaxation, and we end by talking about how we can set a positive intention, a positive action step for the week ahead. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching, and if you could use a weekly dose of positivity in your life, then by all means, look for that subscribe button right underneath the video. In all terrible situations, you can always look for the silver lining, something that turns out to be positive in the middle of something that is incredibly negative. And so the stories I have to share with you today, I looked for on the internet. I went trolling around trying to find something inspiring and uplifting about the coronavirus. And what I'm going to read to you is really about loving kindness. And they're wonderful examples about how to love yourself by being kind to others. So the first story that I have to share was a story of someone named Midge Franco. And she says, while having some routine blood work last week, my 96-year-old father-in-law mentioned to the nurse that he and his wife had only one roll of toilet paper left at home and could not find any at the neighborhood supermarket. He asked her if she knew of a place he might go to find some. She said she did not. That evening, just as he and his wife were finishing up dinner, there was a knock on the door. It was the same nurse with a large package of toilet paper. She and her friend had searched at least 10 stores until they found what he needed and would not take a penny for their troubles. And the next story is by someone named Maureen McCarthy from Connecticut. Oh, that previous quote was from a woman in Florida. So Florida is not completely insane all the time. There are actual nice people who live here, kind people, thoughtful people. I live in Florida, so we're not all crazy people in Florida. Just want y'all to know that. Okay, so the next one is from Maureen McCarthy from Connecticut. She said, my friend Heather texted me to check in. She manages a local Starbucks and asked if we could use some coffee. As parents of 2 young girls, 2 and 4, trying to work from home for the first time, of course we needed coffee. She asked about our preferences and promised to drop off a pound of freshly ground coffee that afternoon. When I opened the door to her package, I found not just coffee, but a self-isolation survival kit, complete with activities for the kids, a mini daffodil plant, a bottle of wine, scratch-off lottery tickets, and other treats. I was so grateful I teared up. It felt like a big, warm hug to know that someone had thought about our whole family and was taking care of us. So those are just a couple of ideas. Those are things that are delivering to the front door because you can't see people in person very much these days. But there are all sorts of small ways that we could be of benefit to the people around us by just letting them know we're thinking about them, calling them, sending them a card, being on the lookout for things people are needing and wanting and finding a way to get that to them. It's an act of kindness. Small acts of kindness aren't actually small to the people who receive them. And in doing so, It's actually an act of love for ourselves too, because in this situation where we might feel powerless about the totality of what's going on in the world and we can't help everybody, it feels empowering to be able to give something to someone that makes a difference to them in the moment. Even if what you're giving them is just a smile, even if it's just finding a way to cheer up the people that you're living in your house with. So the last quote I have is about moving forward from this pandemic, and do we allow this kindness to stay with us, to change us for the good, for the long run. And it's a quote by a man named Johnny Corn. We have a chance to do something extraordinary. As we head out of this pandemic, we can change the world, create a world of love. A world where we are kind to each other, a world where we are kind no matter what class, race, sexual orientation, what religion or lack thereof, or what job we have. A world where we don't judge those at a food bank because that may be us if things were just slightly different. Let love and kindness be our roadmap. And where I'm living, things are beginning to open up a little bit, having a little bit more freedom and mobility, even as the epidemic is continuing. But it makes us start thinking about what is life like after this is done? And can we maintain this kindness, this thoughtfulness of others into what is next? So yes, we want to have it now while people are going through tough times. And how do we bring it more into who we are as people in the world in the long run? And so that's just a question to contemplate. And the answers may be different for each individual person, but it's worth giving some focus to. So just a little food for thought today. Now it's time for our guided relaxation. You can close your eyes if you want to, as long as it's safe to do that wherever you are. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can just let yourself relax with your eyes open. I'm going to close my eyes. And just begin to slow down and deepen your breathing. Slow, deep breathing. Just pausing in the middle of life to breathe, to slow the breath down, and to let yourself slow down just a little bit for a moment. Feeling your body relax as you deep breathe. Just inviting your body to relax. Your feet and your legs relax. Your lower torso relaxes. Your upper torso and shoulders relax. Your arms and hands relax. Your neck, your jaw, your face, your scalp, your whole head, very relaxed. Just breathing, allowing that relaxation to deepen as you breathe. And just feeling kindness in your heart for yourself and for the people around you in your life. And imagine that kindness shining out to people you don't know, to the world. Just imagine that you are a shining light of kindness. Kindness and compassion and caring. And just set an intention for yourself that in the week ahead, the weeks ahead plural, you'll keep an open eye for situations where you could do something kind for someone. Looking for opportunities to perform small acts of kindness. You might even be getting ideas already about what you might be able to do, or ideas may come to you. Just staying open to it, putting it on your conscious awareness that you would like to find more opportunities to share your caring and your compassion and your kindness with others. And by doing so, to give a gift of love to yourself in the process as well. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and very gently open your eyes and come on back. So if giving loving kindness to yourself is something that's challenging for you, giving to others can be a way to do that. But you also want to make sure that you're giving to yourself as well, whatever that looks like for you. And if you'd like to be part of a community of people who are eager to give to themselves with self-care and self-love that's not selfish, but that nurtures them so that then they can give more to the world, if that sounds appealing to you, then I invite you to check out our Joyful Self-Care Community Facebook group. And we are focused on positive self-talk, positive self-care, healthy self-care, and fun. So if that sounds good to you, then check us out. I will leave the link for that below. And I wish you a wonderful week. I will be back here next week at the Joyful Being channel with more positive food for thought for you. And if you want to make sure you don't miss it, then when you hit that subscribe tab, you also see a little bell icon. You can tap on that and let the YouTube algorithm know that you'd like to be notified when the videos come out so you don't miss any. So have a beautiful week, and I'll see you back again.